I have cities, but no houses. Alright? I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fishes. What am I? She was up first. Electricity. Alright, one. Here's your case, guys. It moves, man. I want to come to you now. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, guys. Yes, ma'am. What was your case? You have cities with no houses, yes, but what is it? Electricity. Wrong. Yes, ma'am. Yeah? God. Wrong. Yes. I can't hear you. Desert. Wrong. Yes, ma'am. Yeah? Luto. Nothing. No. Yes, my brother at the back.
It's a map.
It's a map. Give him a round of applause, guys. Right. It's a map. Right. So, let me try my best to stay in front because you know I like moving around. But I'm going to need you guys to also participate as we embark in this word, in the word today. Right. So, a lot of you guys understand and a lot of you guys know, you know my favorite story to always tell you guys. Right. The story on how, you know, grade 8 was very tough on me. And the reason why I always repeat the story is for you guys to get the idea of how change can be implemented in your lives. Right. I'm going to need you guys to participate and actually forget about your friends just for this time. Just for this short time. Trust me. You need to hear what I'm about to tell you. Right. So, sorry. Grade 8 was a very challenging time. Everyone knows that I failed grade 8, which is fine. Alright. So, you know, it was always a routine. Right. The routine that used to be in the morning, right? And then until now I affiliated myself with people that actually made sense in my life. People that I thought were ruling my life. You understand? So here's our routine. Very quickly and easy. Right. So in 482, to those who are in 482, shout out. So in 482, there's those bathrooms upstairs. You know, next to my rooms. Right. When you go into the field. Right. So that was our chill spot. You know, that was our place of peace. That was a place where we could get away from everything. You understand? So the routine was very simple. We get to school in the morning, and we go to the toilet. Right. A lot of dodgy things used to happen there. I don't know how I used to copy and cheat on tests, but I still managed to fail. Anyways, story for another day. Right. So you know what they used to do? Right. There was this other corrupt teacher there. I won't mention his name. So he used to give us papers before we write. Yeah. So Mondays, I think, were days where they write tests, or Tuesdays and something. Right. So basically what happened is we used to get the question paper, go to the bathroom in the morning, sit down, we look at the paper, okay, cool. Sharp. I don't know what happened, guys. I failed. I don't know what happened. Don't ask me, I failed.
Yeah, you lost this paper.
Yeah, something happened. Right, perfect. So now, there was a routine that I was used to. Right. So in the morning we used to come in, obviously go upstairs, go to the toilets at the top. And then we used to catch on nonsense, of course. You know, smoke weed, drink sometimes, do all of these things that we feel we are at that age to practice. Understand? And it was not merely because it was something I wanted, but it was something that my peers forced me to do. On Sunday, I spoke about it last week Sunday, was that sometimes we do things because we are pressured by our friends, not because we want to do them. We listen to the same music our friends listen to. We play soccer because our friends play soccer. You could love to play tennis, but you're scared to play tennis because of tennis. You understand? Sometimes we are scared to step out alone because we have what? We have the fear of, I'm alone. You can't face the world alone because it's easier to face the world when you are with a crew. It's easier for you to sit here at the back right now. When I give you the mic to come speak here in front, then you will show your true character, how scared you are. It's easier for you to sit in the pews and hide behind your friends and start gossiping and laughing and all those things. Why? Because you guys are distracting yourselves based on a crew, not based on you as an individual. No. It's easier for you to perform when you're in a crowd, but when you're alone and you're singled out, it's a problem. Why is that? We'll answer that question. Anyway, it's cool. So I had a routine that we used to do, like in the morning, get this, smoke weed. Okay, cool. Then afterwards, first period we kind of miss. Yeah, first period was not really important. We used to jump in school at second period, but the register was very important because we needed to be marked present and then do our thing. Cool. So that was the routine that I used to get into the whole time. Right, within this whole routine, so that's the thing that in my lap, also called thank you. Right, so that was a routine that we all used to do, and every single time. Like we get into such things where it's repetitive. It's repetitive. So you do the same thing over and over and over and over again until it becomes second nature. You know nothing but what you always do, repetitive. Throughout the whole year, we used to catch a nonsense, bunk school, bunk class, do all of these things because why? We were seemingly cool. You know, I remember this one time when a message was sent out, be like, we are on the lookout for these boys because apparently they bunked school. This is about September when we always wanted to fit in. So having a group of girls always fun to be outside. It's always nice. But what happened? Right. When grade 8 ended, come December, when everyone got their reports, what happened? I failed. All my friends left me and went to a grade above me. Now, I need to make new friends now. Because the ones that actually I was rolling with now don't want anything to do with me because I'm a what? I'm a failure. What happens then? Now, I need to get out of this habit of, okay, now I don't chill at the bathrooms anymore. I need to go to my register class, first period, and all those things. Now I need to get used to a new routine now. Understand? So now looking at that and how change is always important. When I when I matriculated, then I had to move now to where? From high school to university. It's a big transition, guys, trust me. And you will lose yourself if you are not grounded. The university, you are a very small fish in a very big pond. You will lose yourself if you are not grounded. The transition from, okay, I want my assignments here, I want my assignment, due date, to, your work is your responsibility. If you don't hand in your work, you fail. That's a transition on its own. That needs to happen. But now, when you're used to waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, getting ready for school, doing this, doing that, it was very easy because why? Sometimes our parents used to, I'm like, my mom, yo, child after 6 in the helpful, I will get it. Trust me. But now, I talk about these repetitions, guys, because I used to watch my dad most of the time. I knew my dad's schedule like crazy. I know when I'm naughty. I know exactly what he's going to do, and I know exactly when to escape. My dad was this guy. Come back from work, he doesn't say anything. He goes past the kitchen, past our room, straight to his bedroom. Right. Take off his shoes first. From there, he can take off, then he goes to the bathroom. From the bathroom, he moves from the bathroom, then he goes to the kitchen. From the kitchen, he'll make his coffee. From his coffee, he'll go and sit on his couch. Drink his coffee, watch TV, relax. So I use routines. I'm like, this guy, my fig, escape. My fig, escape, especially when I was naughty, but I won't tell you what I did. Anyways, that's story for another day. Right. So we do repetitive things because we feel comfortable in that routine. That routines become comfortable for you. You know, I promised myself I'm not going to talk about this, but I am going to talk about it. Some of us are stuck in toxic relationships because that is all that we know. You are scared to branch out because you have a fear of the unknown. You don't know what you're going to encounter as soon as you get to the other side. We are so scared for change to a point where we think to ourselves, what if the grass is not really greener on the other side? Because we're always comfortable with the situations we are placed in. You sitting here with your cheating boyfriend. He's doing the same thing over and over again. He's doing the same thing over and over again. But guess what? He keeps doing the same thing to you. And when you keep forgiving them. Why? Because you are comfortable with what's been happening to you the whole time. How many of us think I'm lying? You are personal. Sorry for being personal. Excuse for being personal. But understand one thing. Right? Yes, we can talk about relationships and how toxic they can actually be. So this thing is very true. We can talk about relationships and how personal they can actually be. Right? But sometimes we can be so comfortable in the situations that we are in to a point where we can accept anything that comes our way. So you're okay with toxicity. You're okay with people playing with your emotions. You're okay with people putting you through situations because that is the only thing that you know. Sorry guys. Fit. That's the only thing you know. You know, we started a topic. Well, Thornton started it. I think he started it. Yes, he did. Right. So, we spoke about the Israelites and how Moses freed them, right? You guys remember the story, right? Show Sunday school, Sunday school, right? What about Sunday school? If you don't know, now you will know. Right. So Moses was sent by God to do what? To free his people from where? From Egypt. Right. As Moses was sent to free these people, right, from there, he was successful in that. Miracle after miracle after miracle happened. Right. But now we bring it into the topic that we are actually sitting on, where we talk about the wilderness. What happens when we move into the wilderness? Just like as I was telling you guys, right, is that when I had to start from over now, building a new life, creating new friends, I had to make peace with the past. Now, I needed to move over to the new start. You know a story of a drug dealer? No, not a drug dealer, a drug user. Right. So, they also have routines, right? Hopefully I'm not speaking to anyone here. All of them have routines. Right. Where they know when they're craving that shot, when they're craving that smoke, when they're craving that one thing. Any addict, we can talk about any addict. When you're craving something, what happens? You go crazy. Now, when you stop doing that, then the wilderness kicks in. Because you are where? You are in unfamiliar territory. Just like the Israelites. Now the Israelites were moved from Egypt to the land that they were promised. Now, we all know the story until God parted the seas and then they crossed. But what happened after they crossed? Yes, right. What happened after they crossed? What was beyond the sea, the Red Sea? Okay, good. You are right. Right. Let's open the book of Exodus 16. We're going to read from there. Please open up the book of Exodus 16 quickly. We're going to read from verse 1 all the way up until 4. Alright, do I have a volunteer? Someone who feels brave? Why not? All right. So it says here in Exodus 16, verses 1 to 4. The whole Israelite community set out from Eliam and came to the desert of Sin. Right. Which is between Elim and also Sin. On the 15th day, on the second month after they had came out of Egypt, in the desert, the whole community rebelled against Moses and Aaron. The Israelites said to them, "If only we had died by the Lord's hand in Egypt." They sat around pots of meat, and we ate all the food we wanted. But you have brought us into the desert to starve in the entire assembly today. Then the Lord said to Moses, "I will rain down bread from heaven for you. The people are to go out each day and gather enough for that day. In this way, I will test them and see whether they will follow my instructions." A lot is going on in that verse, guys. A lot is going on. Let's take it back. You know, when God sent Moses to free them from slavery, from torture, from every single thing that hurt them, when God sent Moses to them, they were free, they were excited. 2 weeks back, they were slaves. Now they are free. Yes, they are free. But being free doesn't mean that now the challenges will stop. Then you're going to be happy for the rest of your life. No. Now they are put to the ultimate test. Now they're free. They're in the wilderness. There's desert. There's nothing. No more food for days. No more pots of meat. No more eating whatever we want to eat, whenever we want to eat now. Now it's all about having faith in trusting that God will provide for us. You know, sometimes we think of our Lord, save me from this situation, and then I will be the best follower ever. You know, they hold you accountable to that, right? You know that your words to Him, they hold you accountable for that, right? We always think, you know, I need saving for this one specific moment, and then. So now, God said, okay, cool. Now they are all grumpy. They be like, Yazzie, you took us away from where there was food, where there was water, we were nourished, we were fed, where everything was going so well for us. You bring us here to starve to death, to die. The first point that I want to tell you guys is that the wilderness, meaning that after you leave that life, when you jump into the wilderness, that's when you start getting tested. Very well. They forgot about everything. You know, before they were freed from Egypt, right? God sent plagues. You know, God performed so many miracles by parting the Red Sea. We always do that. Whenever we now in a situation of trouble now, we say, Amara God, where are you? Where are you now? You set me out, but where are you now? We're forgetting everything that He has done for us. Because now we are in a situation that we need Him in. Listen properly. God's provision is not defined by our expectations. God's provision is not defined by our expectations. We always look at, okay, cool. We're always looking for signs. Oh God, bless me when I do this. Oh God, why don't you give me this? But He's been providing you. He's been giving it to you. You won't see it because why? You have certain expectations on how God should provide for you. You have certain expectations how God should actually play and create a path for you. We forget about everything that He's done for us. Just like the Israelites now are in the wilderness. Now they are in where they're going to struggle, where they can build their faith. The wilderness also builds your faith, guys. When you're out there now depending on His love, depending on his promises. That is when your faith is now being rebuilt. Out with the old. You know, sometimes when we enter a situation where we're so used to being hurt, you get into a situation where now everything is going too well for your liking. I'm speaking about relationships, yes? I mean, I'll shame them. Sometimes, you know, when you're so used to toxic people, now, when you're so used to toxic people, when someone good comes into your life, you always shut them out. Because why? You're so used to people treating you unfairly. You're so used to people not loving you. You're so used to people neglecting you. You're so used to people doing all bad things to you, because now when this one person comes to you and be like, Yazi, yes. When they come to you, be like, Yazi, you're well aware. But you can't accept that because you are so used to being hurt. You are so used to not being loved. You are just a mess yourself. Guys, let go and let God. You know, sometimes most of us, as we seated here, we carry so much burdens, guys. Like, we're so used to a lot of things that trouble us, and we still want to hold on to it. Just like the Israelites, they were slaves 2 weeks back. They were all slaves. Now that they are free, they are thinking about being slaves again. Because then everything was free, everything was easy. That's what we tend to do most of the time, guys. We think about the things, how precious life was, even though it was very hurtful, but how precious life was. That whole boyfriend there, that whole girlfriend of yours that used to treat you like you mean nothing. Like those family members that actually treated you like you were nothing. Finally, you find people who actually care about you. You know, guys, I see this in your faces most of the time. You know, I'm a person who speaks the truth, and I don't dilute it in any way. You know, some of us are very troubled, eh? Some of us are very, very troubled in here. You put on your face of laughter, you're always laughing with everyone and showing that you're the man, sometimes trying to show off by disrespecting your leaders, sometimes trying to show, but you're a very troubled person. You're carrying that burden with you. You're taking that hurt that people have gave to you. You're carrying it, you bring it here to the house of the Lord. Now the people who genuinely care about you come try to talk to you, try to give you a message. What do? Disrespect them? Who are to me? I don't know how many times he stands in front and tells you guys the same thing over and over and over again. I'm sure I'm tired of hearing, hey guys, I'm tired. I really am. I'm tired of calling people out because now, when the word comes to you, you neglect it. You pave it away. Are you going to be like the Israelites? Are you going to miss living in sin? Are you going to be that person that is renewed in the love of Christ? Christ paid the sin for us. He died on the cross to lift us out of that bondage, to lift us out of that sinful nature that we have. Now that we are living a new life, we want to go back to the filth that we were in. And your faith will always be troubling you. Trust me. You'll get challenges. Just like God has told them, I will rain bread down, I will bring bread and provide for everyone. Tell them that they should go out every morning so that they have everything that they actually need. Just to test if they can follow instructions. Sometimes God tests us in so many ways that we don't see. And because now we have a certain expectation on how to be loved. We have a certain expectation on how God should treat us. after delivering us from a sinful nature, we have a certain expectation on how He should provide for us. I'm telling you today, guys, God's provision is not based on our expectations. God's love is not based on our conditions. He can do things for you that you won't see. You're always just neglecting based on it. He can bring people to you that you will neglect and push away. He bring people that love you and show kindness to you. But because you're still carrying that hurt, you're still carrying that baggage, you're still carrying everything that was bad that was done to you. You're still carrying it. You're bringing it with you. Whatever it is, guys, I don't know what you might be going through this evening. I don't know what it is that you might be facing. I don't know what your tomorrow is like. I don't know how your week was like. You know, sometimes we sit here and we think to ourselves, yes, what am I eating today? How am I going to get to school? Oh, thank God that's closing. How am I going to get to school next week? You know, we sit and worry ourselves over things that God says. Don't worry. I'm here for you. Don't worry. I'll provide. Now He tests your faith tonight. Are you going to believe in Him that He'll provide for you? He'll protect you and love you. He'll give you the strength. I always pray for God to bring godly people in my life. People that will help me grow in Christ. Here's everyone in this room. That's your friend. These are all the Israelites that were freed. Every one of you guys. Let your faith stand strong in knowing that God